Hello everyone. Today I would like to tell you a short conversation between the man and the woman. Number one, the woman said to the man that had reviewed him cover letter and resume, and decided that he was the good candidate for a position in their firm. And she wanted to know if the man could come by for an interview that Friday. The man replied to her that was perfect, and he said he was free all day long, and she wanted to know what time he should come in, and approximately how long it would take. The woman replied to him, the preliminary interview will be at 10 in the morning. It usually takes 20 minutes. After that, he might be called back for a final interview. That would be on Monday. The man commented sound correct, and he said he would be seeing her Friday morning. Number two, the woman wanted to know if the man had known that our pantry down the street, and she said she heard that it was going to be closing down soon. The man commented that was sad, and he said that stock was out and operated by an elderly married couple. Then it would probably become a coffee shop chair. The woman said to reply to him, it was Sam that it was all had for small family-owned business to stay profitable these days, and she said she wished there was something they could do. The man said to the reply to her, maybe they could take a fundraiser for the bakery, and he wanted to know who knows. Maybe they could keep it often. Number three, the man said the man got the woman's attention, and he was sad before he could prescribe her daughter and the medication. He needed to know how long she had been showing symptoms. The woman replied to him she had started coughing a lot the day before morning, and by the afternoon she had been running a high fever, and she wanted to know if she thought it was serious. The man replied to her he thought she would be fine. Colds were common among children, especially at that time of year. He would give her some medicine to soothe the cold. And the woman said she wasn't allergic to anything, at least not that she was a water. Number four, the woman got the man's attention, and he said he had he had come to ask him if he had time to talk about the design for the new logo that she submitted last week. The man disagreed with her, and he shouted about the fact that, however, he hadn't got any time right then. There was an important meeting he had to be at in a few minutes. It would take all morning. The woman surprised by that, and she said, well, she just wanted to know if he thought her design had been interesting, or if he wanted to make any change. The man wanted to know why she didn't stop by him office before she go home that evening. They could talk about it then. Number 5. The man said to the woman he was going to arrange a meeting to discuss the new office recycling policy. The woman replied to him she hadn't heard anything about that, and she wanted to know if they didn't already recycle. The man agreed with her, and he said they did, but they were going through for too much open paper. I'm afraid it was being wasted. A number of people here also neglecting to put used paper in the recycle bins. The woman commented that were probably true if they told them to be more aware of the problem. She thought they would start conserving more paper. Number 6. The man got the woman's attention, and he said she had asked him to drop off the Lego flight at the courthouse that afternoon. However, he had never been there before, and he wanted to know if the woman knew the best way to get there. The woman replied to him if he arrived. It was pretty easy to find. Although traffic was potentially packed at that time of day, the downtown area was crowded, and a lot of people were out on their lunch break. The man replied to her he could take the subway or a bus, and he wanted to know if public transportation would get him there quickly. The woman disagreed with him, and she said there was $20 just cut a cab. Number 7. The woman got the man's attention, and she said that was Miranda Byler from Oak Hill High School, and she said his son Peter was in her English class. She was calling because she would like to meet with him sometime and talk about his academic performance. Performance. The man replied to her. He didn't know there had been a problem, and he wanted to know if his son was doing poorly. The woman disagreed with him, and she said he was doing quite well. She thought he might be eligible to enter an advanced problem for gift student. Before I recommend him, I had approval from his parents. The man surprised that, and he commented that was great news. He would let her wife know that she had called, and they would call her back to schedule an appointment. Number 8. The man said to the woman he wanted to buy a spray heater for the bedroom. It would keep us warm in winter and reduce their power bills. The woman replied to him she didn't think there was enough room in the bedroom for the spray heater, and she was worried it would make the air too dry. The man replied not if they got a new model. They were making them much smaller these days, and they had already got the humidifier. The woman replied to him she guessed it was worth a try, and she assured her that he was right about the poor power bill. They had been paying far too much ever since the weather became cold. Number 9. The man got the woman's attention, and he said the church received her shipment limit edition for her lions, and they had been extremely impressed with the craftsmanship. They were very confident that that product would sell big in their stores. So there were wondering if she could make another 20 units by May. The woman replied to him they were very glad that he would satisfied with their shipment. But 20 units by May, it was a very big order, and she didn't think they could have that out on by May. They would need at least a month to have that out done. The man said they had been worried about that, but he could assure her that he would be very well compensated if he could have all 20 units done by May. They would cover our shipping costs as well. The woman replied to him that was a tempting offer. If they ship by air, they could take away a bit of the part. She didn't think that will be enough. She would contact the factory and see if they could also part of the contract with another company. Perhaps even hire more workers. She would fund her people and had an answer for him by Tuesday. Number 10. The man wanted to know if the woman could tell him where to find mutton. The woman replied to him he could find mutton and the rest of the condiments in Israel. Plants and bread are in Israel. 10. If he were planning him summer cookout, be sure to check how they sell at the purchase counter. Hamburger patty was on sale. The man wanted to know what about stays. His wife asked him to pick up some steaks for dinner, and he wanted to know if they were sold too. The woman agreed with him, and she said some bread of steak was on sale. He could ask which ones when he get there.